everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Saskatchewan guy, Ironman 3406 here. I am down at the Caterpillar Dealer Learning Center at Tanaha Hills in Tucson, Arizona, and behind me is the next generation Cat skid steer compact track loader platform. So I want to give you guys a quick little walk around, go through the cab, some of the major upgrades in this machine, so that if you're thinking about looking at one of these or getting one, you'll have a little bit of an update. So if this is your first time watching the channel, my name's Nathan. I really appreciate you stopping by and watching. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to throw me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I try to do this kind of stuff on new equipment and old. So if you're into equipment at all, this is a pretty good channel to watch, I think. I hope. You guys will tell me otherwise. So without further ado, let's get into checking out this new platform on the Cat next generation skid steers compact track loaders. Alright everybody, I'm sat in the cab of the new Caterpillar next gen skid steers and compact track loaders. Just want to give you a little look-see, show you what's new inside of them. This cab is way bigger than the previous models. So we'll just go through everything here. So you got your heater air conditioner controls up top there. Got this really nice new monitor that I'll go into in a second. On the pillar here you got your ignition dial, bunch of toggle switches we'll go over, throttle knob, new joysticks with auxiliary functionality, navigating the monitor. You've got quick buttons on for your radio, volume and things like that. One really nice upgrade to the seat console here is you got your suspension ride adjustment on the joystick console instead of being underneath the seat. And then you've also got your seat heat and seat cool switch right there as well, so it's not in the middle looking for a switch underneath yourself. So I got the machine running here now. You can see just a one-piece lap belt here now. Swings up, swings down instead of the two-piece that they used to have. You've still got the little levers here to adjust how far or close you need those joystick pods based on your arm length. We still have the throttle knob down on the foot feet. That hasn't changed. Over on the console here, cell phone holder and 12-volt charger, as well as USB charger. This has got a phone holder on a RAM mount in it as well. Some additional switch locations here for auxiliary switches, things of that nature. There's like signal light switches and extra light switches and things like that. An auxiliary hydraulic switch up top there. Still have the safety latches on the door should you ever need to be in a situation where you have to pop that door off real quick. Get the air conditioner turned on here. Sunny down in Tucson, Arizona. Turn the temperature down. Get the fan speed cranked up a little bit. We're on air conditioning. Super nice and easy to adjust your heater air conditioner. On the pillar right here, again, this is the ignition dial. On the outside is ignition, and then you push button start. Park brake, hydraulic lock, lights, more lights, parallel lift and or work tool positioner, continuous flow. This is for your quick coupler, wipers and sprayer. And then you've got this traditional throttle knob. Nice green LEDs there telling you where the throttle's set at. And you still can go all the way to the right and then use your foot as a decelerator pedal. You look at where the ducting is going for heat and things of that nature on the windows. You can see we got a couple ducts there. You can direct that one at the windows. This one you can point wherever you need to. And then same thing over here on this side. You've got mirrored vents. And then you got one down here, right there, that you can shoot at that front window to keep it thaw it out in the wintertime if you're doing snow plowing. Windshield washer reservoir over here now. Cup holder, nice big one. You can get some big coffee mugs in there. Big gulps, whatever you need to have with you while you're operating. If we go to the back corner of the cab here now, you can see we've got that red switch there. In the event that the machine stalls and the loader is stuck up in the air, you can pull that red switch and it'll open the valve to let the loader arms down. Nice big rear window in this thing. I'll try to do the best I can to get a view of that with my gimbal here, but really improved visibility out the back window. And then we'll go into the monitor here. So lots of good stuff in here. Much needed upgrade compared to the D3 series in my opinion. Hopefully you guys will be able to see this okay going through the GoPro with the sun glares and things like that. But your main display here, you got your engine coolant temperature, hydraulic coolant, battery voltage, current RPMs. Those will change. Fuel level, hour meter. If you're in 2-speed, the rabbit will light up. Your hydraulic lock, park brake, ride control indicator, pattern control. So this has got ISO or H pattern capabilities. And then you got the clock as well. Got the button down here in the lower corner. We press that. Brings up our main display. Now you can navigate this touchscreen, or you can use this directional keypad on the right hand joystick to navigate that screen as well. So for demonstration, I'm gonna use the thumb wheel so that it's not my finger in the way. But you can see when we go into the menu, we've got our camera. We can select, hit OK on that, brings up the rear camera. We've also got some track line indicators. We go on over to the gauges. It's going to take us to our main gauge view. Machine. You've got all your machine settings here. So machine response, you can adjust that for the loader response and the drive response by just clicking OK, or again you could use your finger up on the touchscreen. Attachment settings. You can select whatever attachment you need to go to. Left trigger mode. So you can trigger that between your 2-speed, or if you need that attachment valve to run an attachment on the front on the trigger, you can get access there. Creep control on or off. You can see when creep control comes on, you get the little snail. Automatic idle. So if the machine was idled up for 10 seconds or more, in this case, you it'll just automatically idle down for you. You can turn that on or off. Ride control, turn that on or off. Your ride control settings for activating how fast or slow you want that to disengage or engage at, pardon me. Cab door. So the cab door, I'll show you guys, or you've seen, pops on and off really easy. If you pop it off, you can come in here and tell it that the cab door is not installed for the sensors on the door. Job clock. If you're ever doing anything by the hour, you can hit the little reset button here, and that will reset that job clock. So if you're working by the hour, you can keep track of how many hours the job's taking you. Auto reversing fan is turned on right now. You can turn that off anytime you need to. Auto reversing fan settings. In here you've got your purge duration. So every 20 minutes right now the reversing fan will come on, and then it's going to reverse for 12 seconds. Those are all adjustable for you. And then in advanced settings, you've got your interlock override, drive, power, priority, steering, trim. This is a pretty cool feature. As the machine starts to drift one way or the other over time, you can adjust it so that it keeps tracking straight. And then you can also reset everything back to the factory defaults if you need to. That's everything in the machine settings box. We can go into display settings, brightness, adjust the clock, change the language, display units, English versus metric, and then you can adjust those reference lines for your rear view camera if you need to as well through the display settings. Next to that, you got your radio. So no more radio behind your shoulder in the Cat machines. It's all built into the monitor up here. Again, you can use the touchscreen capabilities up here to adjust volume or whatever, change the channel, or you can do it down here on the left-hand joystick as well. You got your volume controls and things like that. Next to the radio, you've got the information tab. That is going to keep track of lifetime and trip totals in the machine. So if you ever want to know how much fuel you've burned or how much idle time you've got on the machine, that's where you can track that information down. And then trip totals, again, this would be, you know, sort of tied to a job, if you will, and you wanted to keep track of how much time you were doing on that job. It'll keep track of fuel used and engine hours. Then we got our service tab. So you got diagnostic information there. All your codes, anything that's active will light up with a letter X over here. If you need to get into those codes and see what they're for, you can highlight one, click OK, it'll bring up a more detailed version of what that code's for. Parameters, all your machine parameters live here. All your temperatures, drive speed, joystick positions, things like that. Preventative maintenance. So you got your PM intervals in here. So PM2 and a PM3, 500-hour interval. Really cool thing about this, it's going to tell you what you need to do at that service point. And then this little QR code here, if you got your phone with you, you can highlight that with your camera and it'll take you to a link to parts.cat.com where you can grab all the parts you need for that particular service. ECM summaries, that'll be all the software information on your ECMs. Service mode, there's a special password to get in there that'll unlock more machine service type information that the technician may need. And then we've got our operator settings, which aren't anything in here right now, but you could have operators logging in with their own ID so that all of the settings that they prefer automatically jump to their preferences when they sign in with their code. And then on the very right hand side here we got some quick tabs for ride control, manual versus the fan, the hydraulic, interlock, override, job clock, attachments, and the left trigger mode. So that's that new monitor, everything that you've got in there. Super slick. As I say, a big upgrade compared to the monitor in the D series or the D3 series. So that's all the controls in the cab. Your normal joystick controls are the same as far as forward, reverse, steering, all that kind of stuff. These particular joystick pods are the optional ones. The standard ones won't have all of these radio buttons and the buttons to use the monitor, but this is an optional upgrade so that you can have hands on the controls all the time while still being able to get in and navigate that monitor if need be. Sliding windows, both sides. That is handy so that you can open the rear window if need be. You got a latch back here for that, one right here. Latches up here to keep those windows, oops, camera went crazy there for a second, to keep those windows latched nice and tight, keep that cab sealed up so that no dust is getting in and bothering the operator. This is a pressurized and sealed cab, just like the D3 series as well. But I don't know if you guys can tell in the video here, there is a way more ton room in the cab of these new next generation Cat skid steers and compact track loaders. So just look at the cab from the outside here. Seat adjustability, all right there at your close fingertips. Look at the room on that floor pan for your legs. A lot more leg room in this cab. Upgraded seat, comfortability wise. You've got your internal cab filter right there, easy to get at. Big platform in the back window if you need to keep a lunch kit or something with you, or backpack. And then, like I say, that visibility out the back is much improved compared to the D3 series. So if we do a walk around the outside here now, big upgrade is the space you've got to get in and out of the door. You can have that loader arms up a little bit if you've got an attachment on here that requires that space. Upgraded quick coupler as well. Only one cylinder now operates this bar, so a lot less chance of that cylinder that used to run horizontally getting all scratched up. Changing how the hoses come through as well, a little better guarded, less chance of them getting tore off. And then steel lines for the bucket cylinders instead of rubber lines, so nice rigid mount. All your auxiliary hydraulic connections right here. Excuse me. Easier access to opening your cab. These bolts now don't require 2 wrenches anymore. You just need one on the top and you'll be able to pivot that cab open. The whole loader linkage has been redesigned on this next generation Cat skid steer as well. Still have the safety lock arm here that's operated, or can be operated, by one person, with the little flag that flips down here. If you pop that down, when the loader arm's up in the lock position, it'll latch into here, and then when you need to get it down, this little flag will drop over here and it'll pivot the lock up out of the way so that one person can safely unlock the loader linkage without having to get out of the machine and get under that unsuspended load and put themselves at risk. So this prevents that from happening. This little door here, we got our hydraulic access for fill as well as the level, so a lot easier to see that than it was on the D3 series. Track frames are a little redesigned. Still adjustability, you've got a grease zerk there that you adjust the tension on your tracks, and then the track frame itself's been a little bit redesigned, but for the most part it's similar. So as I say, that rear visibility is much nicer than it is on the D3. This is a lot lower, so you get that better visibility out the rear window. Exhaust stack, air intake, backup camera. We have a look at the engine compartment here. So a few upgrades in here. They've lowered the engine a lot and moved it forward, so the center of balance on the machine is a lot nicer. Check out where that engine oil filter is. That's a major upgrade. Easier to access. Fuel filter. Nice accessibility here in the engine compartment. Air filter. Battery disconnect switch. Real nice for serviceability. Engine coolant level right there. And then we've still got the air conditioning condenser on the back door here. We get to the other side of the machine here, ignore the shadow. It's really sunny down here. Your diesel fill on the outside here now. Upgraded cab air filter as well. This is just a spin open access to your cab filter, really nice and easy. A lot easier to access compared to the D3. And again, on this side here, we've got that easier to access bolts. Only 2 bolts. Whole cab raises up, and you get into the belly of the beast for for cleaning and access to lines and things like that. So it's not real time consuming to get at the belly of the beast. Upgraded light package as well, LEDs all the way around. And then I didn't point it out, but your intake for your HVAC is up on the back corner here. So instead of having all the dust flipping up right here into that filter, it's up here, well out of the way of the mess. So yeah, that's some of the noticeable upgrades on the new Cat next generation skid steers and compact track loaders. This is the 255. Over there we've got the 265. These are the only two models available right now, but I'm sure there are more to come. Well guys, that's gonna wrap this one up. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully you got some valuable information about the new next generation Cat skid steer loaders and compact track loaders. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Don't forget, I am Iron Man.